Welcome you absolute beauties to another video where I attempt to give myself more grey hairs. The gun is the AN94 from Modern Warfare, a rather mediocre gun overall, but it has one neat feature. That is its hyperburst. Each trigger pull will fire a quick burst before steadying into fully auto, meaning if you can hit that burst, it can actually pump out damage. However, after that burst, it becomes pretty lackluster damage-wise. The class I chose is restock for use out those claymores and the stun grenades. And yes, that is a Canted sight. Let's kick it off. Landing at the town next to stadium, I land on a building to discover another player inside. After cracking his armor, I quickly reload and I put him down while he's fumbling with safety on his LMG. The sound of footsteps and broken glass from next door perks my ears up, and my neighbor is far too eager to meet me at this hour of the day. With a quick pistol swap, he goes down and I clear my way through the houses one by one. The MG82 has stronger recoil than I anticipated, so while I do land the kill shots, I spray ammo all over the place like an unsecured fire hose. A quick chase of a player around the block, and it results in an airstrike on me, so I move out wide to avoid it, and end up catching him out in the open. Given it's still early and I know people landed all around me, I grab a UAV and get a number of red dots in the area. As I push further west, I'm hunting a player on the left hand side of me when I'm shot from the two-story building in front. A quick dash in the cover and using the gap in the fence, I spot his head. I don't have the guns for a long range fight like this, so I push up the right hand side using cover, and in the end I ultimately lose track of him and decide I'd rather dip out of here than get shot in the back. I eye up a berth for someone left nearby and move to reposition, preferably not into downtown since the map lit up with players earlier. As I do that, the free loadout drops, I pull a handbrake, and we go grab our loadout with the restock class given the area the circle is likely to end. Since I know the limitation of this gun and its pretty poor damage output, I instead look to do some recon contracts so I can see the upcoming circles and plan my position rather than chase kills all over the map. This is about winning, after all. The first recon doesn't give me too much information, it's still pretty vague and a pretty large area. So I hunt out the nearest recon and complete it over in the airport hangars, all the while dodging a combat bow from a guy sitting inside ATC. Now we're getting a better idea of the endgame. Rather than get shot by the bow again, I head left and weave through the buildings. As I'm driving, I'm looking for recon contracts that are on the outskirts of the circle, namely the left hand side, as I'm less likely to get caught out by another player while doing the contract. I know people have a distaste for recons because it's kinda cheesy, but hey, if you want to improve your chances of winning at the game, why not use all the tools available to you? Since I have a bit of cash and a buy station that appears safe, I stop for a UAV which I use immediately, and a precision airstrike for later. I already have self-revive, so no need to worry about that. After that shopping spree, it's time to go chase down a player on the left hand side of the map. A nice little flick lands a bullet and applies combat scout, so when I see the ping running back, I throw some stuns, the first out of range, second being the deal sealer, and he goes down without too much effort. And baby, he blesses me with a durable gas mask. Back in the truck, it's time to complete the recon. Heading over to Storage Town, I do a U-turn and park the truck in a way to protect myself from being shot from the outside, and then I wait for the contract to finish. As I jump back in the truck, a player surprises me with a sniper shot. Instead of trying to outright fight it, I just ram them, and they're off to the gulag in a bit of mood. They also provide me with another UAV which I use quickly, grab my precision off the ground, and then very kindly leave them a present. Yes, I'm an asshole like that. Checking the map, I see two dots back in Boneyard, one on the edge of the left hand side of the map in the hills, and another in the two-story building next to Superstore. Given the location of the circle, I want that building myself since it provides the most cover and height advantage. As I near closer, I see his dot move out of it, so I decide now is the best time to take it. I can't see anything from the truck, so I chuck a stun grenade inside, no hits, and one quick transition later, because I may have fallen out the window by accident, I get shot in the side by the player that I saw in UAV. Inside, I play as ratty as I can, as the kids say, and use claymores to hold down the fort. After a long back and forth of waiting for him to push up the stairs and run to my claymores, I finally get a break on his armor, and I push to go secure the kill. With him down, and sad I can't use the sniper rifle he has to offer, I'm back to laying the traps and getting ready for the final fight. You might also wonder, hey, bad thing, why don't you go on the roof, there's a ladder to it, there's more elevation, you can see more. Well, inconspicuous voice in my head, My reasoning for that is because on the roof I can be shot by the top of Superstore, the apartments to the south, airport, and even automotive. So for now, inside is best. In a last second state of affairs, a bounty contract is picked up and I'm the designated target. Thankfully, I have this nice building all to myself. Checking the windows, I spot a player moving from storage, and despite mounting up, I fail to land enough shots to put them down. Unsure if it's my pursuer, I go back to checking windows and checking all my angles. Before I know it, some movement catches my eye and I find them. Unfortunately for me, however, they're actually a pretty decent shot, and they put me down on my ass. But they make one fatal mistake here. They don't push me. Why? I don't know. Regardless, it allows me to get back on my feet and sort myself out with some armor plates. As I armor up, a player calls in an airstrike, so I see their position on the map, and I'm still listening for footsteps for the player chasing me. I have claymores on the stairs, so if they push with dead silence, I'll still hear them coming, and they're in for a nasty surprise. As the circle starts to collapse, I wait out the player beneath me, and they surprise me by taking the BRRRRRRTTTT. Okay, I can live with that. As a result, I preemptively try to airstrike where I think the truck is going to be, and I take some more shots at a Roskin who's running about in the middle of the field. Unfortunately for me, the airstrike misses. In hindsight, I should have gone right here. The end is still in and it has great cover against the truck. But oh well, I made my decision. I actually do fumble my keys and use my munitions box instead of the claymores, so I rush back to cover to prevent being run over, and watching him on the map, he turns around. In my typical fashion, I'm trying to bait him into the claymores, but he's just not having any of that. If you could sum up this endgame, it is I'm waiting for him to make a mistake, but he doesn't. At least, he doesn't make the mistakes that I want him to. When the zone moves, I use my gas mask and I move back around the shed, and I put a claymore down just in case he decides to pursue me. End result of that there is I find the third player who has no idea I'm here. The gas mask animation, however, nearly screws it up. So I stun, cover, then I re-challenge when it's safer. I throw a stun grenade in anticipation to prevent a rush from happening from the guy in the BRRRRRTTTT, and I finish off the player that I downed, before I put some more shots back into the truck. Waiting to see his next move, I make sure to not over-peek too long, and when he jumps back in the truck and drives forward, I confidently move out through the gas with my mask, luckily finding another munitions box, which I put to quick use. He jumps on the wall and tries to fight, and the stun grenades I put out actually force him back. He does put me down very low and I cut it kinda close, but it's okay, I'm inside the building and he has to armor up himself. Now, this is what I meant about them making mistakes that I didn't anticipate. He drives forward into the gas, and as an end result of that there actually ends up burning his gas mask, which I can hear from the coughs. In preparation for a push from the side door, I lay some claymores, but I actually forget about the outside zip line for longer than I care to admit. Instead, I believe they've gone into the upper floor with the officers. At this point, I'm wondering what I can do to get out of this situation. We still both have the gas zone, so do I wait for the zone to finish and for it to close in and hopefully they die to gas first, or do I make a push and try kill them? How do I get up there though? Last zone, which means the circle no longer moves, it closes in on the center and will keep closing until one person remains victorious. I use dead silence to rush about to try and find some stims on the ground because it looks like it's going to be a battle of the lungs, but to no avail. We both don't have gas masks and I don't know if he has self-revive, and I do not, unfortunately. The glass breaks, the claymore goes down in anticipation for a flank, and the battle comes down in a very lucky fight with me victorious. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I say it every time, but I really do actually mean that. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment for what you liked or what you might want to see more of. Hit the subscribe button with notifications on so you can catch the next one when it goes live, and in the meantime, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.